ちょっと待ってね。はーい、始めるよー。はい、できたかな。はーい。見える？ちょっと待ってね。はい、大丈夫。よし。はい、こんにちは。ね、こんにちは。こんばんはかな。こんばんは。おはよう。元気？よいしょ。ちょっと待ってね。すごく忙しい。So busy in here. I was even thinking about canceling this one. I wasn't ready. Too busy right now. with so many things. Let me see. Okay. Let me have a look. I have so many files here. Okay. Let me look at the chat. Okay. Okay. Yes, today is Ghibli day. Yes, good. Okay, hi everyone. Cunning Stance. T. Zaito, you're here. Good. Pippin, you're here. Hechi, here. Good. Everyone. Let's see. Okay, so let's have a look at what we have. One sec. Bear with me, I have so many things in here. Okay, that's mine. Okay, this is my vocab. Okay, quick note here. And let me see. Let me open. Which one's this? Okay, we go. That's the file I just made. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had to make this file, of course, from scratch. Okay. Nothing was on it, of course. There's no, I start from nothing, no text, no images, and then I slowly add one by one. It takes so much time, and I just finished. It takes a while to build it. It might look like, oh, okay, maybe it was ready. No, it wasn't. I didn't even have this today. It was basically just like a blank page, and then I had to build it up. Of course, it takes hours and hours to do it. But anyway, so, and of course, I simplified the text as well, so it's not too difficult to read. And I also, I added screenshots, and of course, I had to adjust, the shapes and everything so it will fit into the text. It's a lot of work. So yeah, I just finished. I'm just didn't have time for anything else. So yeah, let's see how many pages. Like mostly three pages. From here. Oh, sorry, I just highlighted the whole thing. Here. Yeah, a lot of images to go with the text. And one more. Yeah, this is the last page. Okay. So, and I have some other grammar files I've prepared. So hopefully we'll go through these a little bit later. So let's see. Okay, so let's go from the first page for today. So we're gonna start from here. So let me just adjust my screen a little bit. Okay, we go. So I can see better. Okay, so that's fine. It's cute. And my vocab. Okay, right here. Good. Okay. So, previously we ended here. So this is Satsuki and Mei's お母さん mother getting, Satsuki's letter. So Satsuki's letter, 手紙 describes, what Mei and Satsuki experienced on a rainy day. Meeting Totoro, and receiving like a mysterious gift from Totoro. So Satsuki, wanted to explain what happened when they were waiting for Otosan, So mom, Okasan's reading Satsuki's letter. And then the little, tsutsumi was full of konomi, like these. And then they planted konomi, in the garden. Okay, and Mei was waiting. Mei was being a little bit impatient. Are they going to come out or not? And so this is where we left off last time. So we're going to go from here. Something more mysterious happens today. Let me have a look. Okay. Just adjusting my microphone here. Okay. As usual, I will read from here to here. Just read it through first, and I'll break it down as much as possible. Of course, I might not bother with everything because I don't think it's necessary. So let's go from here. どんどこどんどこどんどこトットある晩さつきとめいは不思議な物音で目を覚ましました。どんどこどんどこどんどこトットトトロです。トトロがみんなで庭に来ています。トトロ、傘さしてる。好みを巻いたところを歩いているね。どんどこどんどこ。二人は裸足のまま飛び出しました。どんどこどんどこ。トトロたちは音に合わせてしゃがんだり伸び上がったりしています。Okay. So, what's going on here? Have a look. Okay. So they hear something very strange. Well, previously they were actually asleep, but they woke up to something. Let's see. So this is the sound, like a series of sounds they heard. Okay. どんどこどんどこ. Yeah. Sounds like maybe there were some, you can't really see, like they don't really have instruments or anything, but something like, sounded like, maybe some drum, beating. Don doko, don doko, don doko, don doko. There was some kind of, beat going on as they did something very mysterious in the garden. Don doko, don doko. So, dondoko is just describing the sound. Okay, they were doing something too. Okay, they were doing some kind of like a ritual to make something happen. So, dondoko, dondoko, some kind of music or beat. The sound of kind of drum. Tontoko, tontoko, tontoko. happening outside. So that's just describing the sounds. So どんどこ、どんどこ、どんどこトト。Okay? Since from the text you can't really play music or play any sounds. So this line and this one describe how it sounded outside. ある晩、さつきとメイは不思議な物音で目を覚ましました。So, what you see in front of them is what we call kaya. We don't have it anymore. Kaya means like it's like a mosquito, like net, so that they don't get any bugs coming into their room or bedroom. So they have kaya. That's why you have like a net, a screen in front of them like this. It's very soft as well. So before they were asleep, but they woke up. 目を覚ましました。目を覚ます。We had this before to wake up. 目を覚ます。Why? 不思議な物音。不思議な mysterious 物音。物音。物 stuff 音 sound, so like noise, noises, sound. 物音。不思議な音 is also fine too. 物音。Just simply 音 is fine. 不思議な物音 sound で due to this, because of this. Okay, this is a very useful one when you want to talk about, because of this happened. We often use this this type of de for like let's see, if there was like a natural disaster, like a typhoon, and let's say 地下鉄, like the subway train, getting cancelled, and we use that. So 台風で、地下鉄がキャンセルになった地下鉄が、走っていない something like that. So we use something で to talk about, due to something, because of something. So if you say like 大雨, like heavy rain, 大雨で、電車 train 電車が遅れた、the train got delayed. Yeah, you can use that. で、大雨ね。let me just write that. So if you say 大雨、大雨、big 雨 rain, but heavy rain, 大雨で so due to heavy rain, okay, 大雨で、電車ね、電車 train 遅れた、遅れる to be delayed, okay, 遅れた、大雨で電車が遅れた so the train got delayed due to heavy rain. Okay, so で、this で is exactly the same as this type of で because of, due to something で okay, so this day is different from anything else. So ある晩ね、ある晩 one evening, it's more like night, isn't it? One night, さつきとメイはね、さつきとメイは subject は to talk about who the subject is, who is the doer of the action. These two. Satsuki と Mei は what's the verb? 目を覚ましました. Woke up. Why? Because of 不思議な物音. Yeah, because of some weird sound they heard outside. What's going on? I'm like, hey, what's going on outside? And they heard this again. どんどこどんどこどんどことっと. So when I hear like don, so, my image, my Japanese instinct tells me that it's more like, when you hit the Japanese like taiko drum, don, that's the sound. So imagine that. Okay. So if I don't know if you've seen this, but like a taiko no tatsujin, there's like an arcade game where you can actually like play the taiko drum and then just like play along to some pop songs, hit songs, even like video game music. It's so much fun. And then the character of the game is called Don-chan. So because of the the drum sound don don don. So that's the image. So don doko doko don, maybe bigger drum sound doko, little bit smaller. So don doko don doko don doko totto, like don doko totto totto, maybe a little bit lighter kind of hits. Okay, so like that's what I kind of imagine, when I see, dondoko or dondoko totto like that. Okay, let's see. And what was it? What's going on? Totoro desu. It was Totoro. And of course Totoro, or Totoro, and Chu Totoro, the medium one, and Shou Totoro, so small. トトロです。トトロがみんなで庭に来ています。So, describing this scene, トトロが、this one is all トトロ, but トトロがみんなで、ね、みんなで、okay, not just one, not 一人で、not 二人で、not well, it's actually 三人で but みんなで that's the image 一人で二人で and 三人で、this day is totally different from this is obviously describing like like how many well, then really kind of people, but Totoros, okay, more like how many Totoros are there? If it's just one, well, 一人で, I don't want to say picky, picky. If he's alone, 一人で or 一頭で or Totoro, ね、一人で. If it's two, then 二人で so on and so forth, but it's like, more like みんなで, all of them together. 庭 the yard or garden, they have a really big niwa here, which is very rare in Japan. Okay, Japanese niwa is not this big, but if you go to like maybe the country, to the countryside, people's houses are of course bigger, because like over the generations, they inherited bigger like land space and bigger houses and things like that, and also of course it's very cheap to live in a quiet quiet place, quiet village, quiet town. So if you go to the country, to the countryside, of course you might see, some houses with bigger, yard or garden, or maybe they have, some, fields, rice fields and things like that. It's part of their property. But yeah, some people grow like vegetables and things too, for their own home or even for commercial purposes. 庭にね、そう destination に来る、来ています。ね、来る to come 来ている。No, they are here. Destination in it. They came to the garden. It's fine. So this is Mei and Satsuki talking to each other. So Mei says, トトロ、傘さしてる。Okay. Of course, トトロは傘、umbrella, of course, 傘を差してる。ね、差している。傘を差す。ね、傘を差す。to, use an umbrella or to open an umbrella. So, well, he's, he has the umbrella, open like this. ね、差している、present continuous. Okay. Action happening now. 差して、て form いる、差してる。Getting rid of e, because it's okay to do that. So, 傘。ね、傘を差している is more official. But of course she says, 傘差してる。Okay? He has, he has the umbrella. He has the umbrella open like this. And this is Satsuki responding. 好みを巻いたところを歩いているね。So this is where they're like walking and stepping on, the ground that they planted konomi. Because previously, let's have a look. Totoro gave Mei, and of course Mei and Satsuki, some acorns and of course konomi. And Mei and Satsuki sowed or planted these konomi, in the garden. Okay? So that's why it says here, お家の庭が森になったら素敵なので庭に巻くことにしました。So we had this before, they've decided to sow these konomi, in the ground, on the ground, okay, in their yard or garden. So that's the exact same spot that they're like, stepping on. 好みを巻いた、巻いたところ。So verb noun combo, the place that we planted or sowed, 好み。ね、those little acorns and nuts を歩いているね。Of course, 歩く to walk ている present continuous. Of course, action happening now. They're walking on the place, on the ground that we planted konomi. Wonder what happens after. So this one, interesting, of course, 歩く 歩く to walk. So I'm taking or, even though 歩く is intransitive. Intransitive verbs cannot take an object. But why is it or? Because this is not, it's not the object or, it's a different type. This is what I call location or intransitive. Location or intransitive. This or is totally different from the object or. It's written the same way, but it does something completely different. Often used with intransitive verbs like, of course, 歩く. right here. 歩く、走る、渡る, so on and so forth. Not many. There aren't many verbs using this, but yeah, 歩く、走る、運転する as well. It's very, very common. These verbs are very common. 曲がる as well. 曲がる to turn, but they're intransitive verbs, meaning you can't take an object, but it has all here, but because this is a different type. Yeah. It's following the pattern which I call location or intransitive. I explained this one a while ago. If you search my channel using the search function, it should be there. It should be time-stamped and everything. So I don't have time to explain that. So yeah, they're walking. In this case, more like walking over or walking or stepping on, on the ground that we planted, konomi, these, tree nuts and acorns, so on and so forth. Okay. And they still keep going. Dondoko. Well, they're not gonna stay there, right? They're not gonna sit and watch. I mean, they're not sitting, but they're not gonna just watch this. Of course, they want to go and join. 二人は裸足のまま飛び出しました。二人, of course. 二人, the two. Subject は Subject is the doer of the action. Okay. So, 裸足. 裸足, barefoot. 裸足. 裸足. Well, because they were in bed. They weren't wearing any shoes or anything when they sleep, right? But when they go, outside, normally they should wear shoes, otherwise they get dirty. But they went there, without wearing anything. So it says, 裸足のまま. Mama. Doesn't mean mother. Okay. Mama. This describes something stays unchanged. Okay. 裸足のまま. Noun no mama in this case. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at my which one's that? Okay. Continuation. Okay. My mama file is right here. Okay, we go. Yep. So. Mama. The one that's in the text is actually this one. Noun no mama. Very common to use it with like the verb with ta form. Ta mama. But a noun plus no mama is also possible too. And of course, if you want to use an adjective, it's actually possible too. But verb ta form plus mama, very, very common. Yeah, mama talks about like continuation of unchanged state or situation. Okay, so noun no mama. Remember, hadashi, barefoot, no mama. So the noun, hadashi, barefoot, remains unchanged. So normally they have to, put their shoes on and then go out. But, they just went outside, without any shoes. Hadashi no mama. Okay? So, we use mama for something strange or unusual. Okay? Let's have a look. Because normally, you'll put your shoes on before going out, right? Because your feet could get dirty if you just walk around. But 裸足のまま, barefoot のまま, is a little bit strange, isn't it? That's different from normal. So when we use mama, it's for something a little bit weird, strange, unusual. Okay? So, very common examples. Let me see. pajamas. パジャマを着たまま、着たまま、スーパーに行った。Of course, you don't go to the grocery store, in pajamas, right? That's weird, right? So that's why this one is using 着たまま, while, wearing, while you are still in pajamas. I went to the supermarket. You go to the supermarket. Well, it is past tense, but I went to a supermarket in my pajamas. Okay, and it's of course, if you see this and then this, very strange combination, isn't it? That's why we use mama. Okay, which is very different from nagara. Nagara, we don't use it for anything weird. But especially when the first action here and the second action don't usually match, we use mama like this. Anyway, let's go back to one sec. What is it? Here we go. 裸足のままね。Still, on barefoot, 飛び出しました。飛び出す。We had this many times. Jump, to jump out. So 飛び出しました。They jumped out. On barefoot, while still on barefoot, they went outside, jumped outside, to, of course, to join them. どんどこ、どんどこ。トトロたちは音に合わせてしゃがんだり伸び上がったりしています。トトロたちは音 talking about this どんどこどんどこどんどこどんどこ音に合わせて音に合わせる to match something. So合わせる right here. To match. So normally it's something or something に合わせる to match something to something or something. So of course, トトロたちは、音に合わせてto the or synced to the sound, or along with the sound, しゃがんだり伸び上がったりしています。しゃがむ、しゃがむ、to squat or to crouch, of course to crouch down like this. しゃがむ、しゃがむ。And this is 伸び上がる。伸び上がる。伸びる is to stretch. 伸び上がる to go up. So, to stretch, upward or to stretch out. So, しゃがむ。伸び上がる。And here we have しゃがむ。But しゃがんだ。しゃがんだり。And 伸び上がる。But 伸び上がったり。たりたり。It's using たりたり. What do we use it for? We list when you want to list activities. Doing something like this, and doing something like this. Listing activities. たりたり. So, しゃがむ. You need the past tense. しゃがむ。飲んで、そう、しゃがんだ。しゃがんだり。たり。So, た form and り。So, しゃがんだり。So, doing things like, crouching down and 伸び上がったり。ね、伸び上がる。If you want to go to the te form, it's fine to 伸び上がる。te form, the most common, 伸び上がって。And if you have te, it's easier to switch to the た。伸び上がった。Since you need the た form, 伸び上がったに伸び上がったり。So, たり。Listing activities. So, they are doing things such as like crouching down or stretching, stretching out, of course, to the sky. So they're doing something weird outside. Okay. Let's see. So, たり。Where did it go? たり right here. Okay, listing actions, activities. Okay. たりする。たりする。When you're listing actions or activities, you need the verb た form, so which is the casual past tense, isn't it? So, I have 毎日勉強したり本を読んだりする。勉強する irregular 勉強する ta form 勉強した so put it here 勉強したり、本を object を読んだりhere but it's not たり but it's だり because 読むhas the nom the pattern so 読んで and 読んだ so ta form past tense casual so put it here 読んだ and 読んだりするI do things like studying and reading and so on and so forth. Of course, it's implied that you do other things too. Okay, it's not just exclusive to just doing two things, but you do, things such as, 勉強したり、本を読んだりする。Let me see. So of course you can, if you want to use it in the past tense, what you need to do is like you just conjugate this one at the end. So, 週末、at the weekend 週末はゲームしたりゴロゴロしたりした。Okay? So, this of course たりたり part, this is always using the ta form and doing たりたり. But if you want to change, the tense, overall tense, this is where you modify it. Because originally it's する。Okay? たりたりする。たりたりしたをしました。ね、週末はゲームしたり、ゴロゴロしたりした。ね、ゲームする to play video games, ゴロゴロする to just do nothing. just, just like sleep and do nothing, take a nap, ゴロゴロする、just, chill out, or chillax, ゴロゴロしたりした。ね、sounds funny, したりした、but it's grammatically correct, and that's how we say it. Okay, so たりたり, very useful. Let me see, to go back. Where is my story? Right here. Yeah, so しゃがむ、パスタ、しゃがんだ、しゃがんだり、伸び上がる、伸び上がったり、たりしています。They're doing things such as, crouching, crouching down, stretching out. Don't know what they're doing, but that's what they're doing outside. So let's see. Well, This gets exciting. Okay, I'm gonna read from here to, of course, here. Right. さつきとメイも真似しました。大トトロは地面から何かを引き出すように力を込めて起き上がり、パッと息を吐きながら空へ伸び上がります。しゃがんでぐーっと力を込めて、パワー。その声と同時に小さな芽がポコッと出てきました。わあ！さつきとメイも力いっぱい伸び上がりました。するとその動きと一緒に芽がぐぐーっと大きくなっていきます。しゃがんで伸びて、しゃがんで伸びて、どんどこどんどこ大きくなれ。Okay? See? Let's have a look here. Okay. Oh, need to drink something because I'm thirsty. ちょっと待ってね。おいしい。よいしょ。さつきとメイも真似しました。ね。さつき、so small here. さつきとメイ、noun to noun. さつき and メイも also 真似しました。真似する from 真似する we had 真似する before、to copy or imitate、さつきとメイも真似しました。What did they imitate? A copy? Of course, what the Totoros were doing. They were just like crouching down and stretching, out. So they wanted to like give it a go. 真似しました。大トトロは地面から何かを引き出すように力を込めて起き上がり、so 地面 of course 地面 the ground 地面から from the ground 何か something を引き出すちょっと待ってね remove this this okay we go 引く plus 出す isn't it 引く to pull something 引く and it does to take something out so you take something out by pulling okay 地面から from the ground 何かを something を引き出すね、pull something out 引き出すように、ねlike、pulling something out 力を込めて起き上がり、力を込める。ね、just move this、ね、力、パワーを込める。パワーを込める。込める。to put、in this case 力、so put, the power, his power, into something. Like, 力を込める。Okay, that's the image. 力を込めて、ね起き上がり。So they would, he was doing something like, 地面から from the ground 何かを引き出すように。ね、力を込めて起き上がり。So he wasn't doing it lightly. He was doing it, with, with a lot of effort. 力を込めて。力を込めて。Put a lot of power and effort into, what he's doing. What he's doing. 起き上がり。起き上がり。起き上がり。In this case, like to stand up or to rise. Okay, because he was like lower and going higher. Okay, so 力を込めて起き上がり. So when he was lower, he did this. He stood. He stood up, but while putting a little power and effort into doing this. He was like crouching down and standing up, but he put a lot of power and energy into it, as if he was gonna pull something out of the ground. So, and then it goes here, pwa. It's just a sound he made, pwa. と息を吐きながら、息を吐く。息、breath。息、breath、息を吐く。To breathe out。息を吐く。Okay. The antonym is 息を吸う。But this is to breathe out. 息を吐く。Okay. 息を吐きながら. So here this is using ながら. So while doing this, so while breathing out, 空へ伸び上がります。伸び上がる to stretch out, 空へ to the sky. So we don't use mama here because mama, again, was used for something that's a little bit odd to be combined together. 裸足のまま. Right? We don't say 裸足ながら or anything. Or 靴を履かないながら. We don't say that. 靴を履かないで is actually possible. 靴を履かないで without wearing shoes, but then it gets longer. But ママ、裸足のまま、飛び出しました。This one's using mama. But here, what was it? 吐きながら、マスステムながら while doing something. While breathing out, and he did this at the same time too. Okay, 空へ to the sky. 伸び上がる。We had 伸び上がる just earlier here to do this. 伸び上がる。Okay. 伸び上がる。Okay. 空へ伸び上がります。So he was putting a lot of power into what he was doing. Okay. しゃがんで is from しゃがむ so しゃがんで crouching down and lower himself and ぐーっと力を込める again to put some power into what he's doing. So ぐーっと it's just describing the scene. ぐーっと力を込めて just describing what he's doing, like ぐー he wasn't doing it lightly. He was putting a lot of effort into it. And of course, he was putting a lot of power and energy into what he was doing. So, ぐーっと力を込めて、ぷわっぷわっぷわっIt's just a sound that he made when he breathed out,ぷわっその声と同時に、その声 voice that voice, what voice? ぷわぷわと同時、same time, at the same time as その声、同時に something と同時に、at the same time as something その声と同時に、小さな目が小さな目、小さな目がポコポコIt's just a sound it made. It was, still under the ground, but it sprouted. So, ポコン It's the sound that's, sound of the sprouting. ポコッと出てきました。ね、出る、to come out 出てきました。ね、it came out with the sound of ポコッWhat? Of course, what? Of course, they were surprised, and of course, they were delighted because they wanted this to happen, right? They planted konomi because it would be so nice if the garden becomes like a forest. Okay, so it was their kind of dream. Of course, they feel happy about that. Wow, it sprouted. So they got so excited. What? さつきとめいも力いっぱい伸び上がりました。Okay. さつきとめい noun と noun さつき and めいも also 力いっぱい。This is kind of paraphrasing 力を込めて、力を込めて込める put something into something that's 込める right、力を込めて so this is just like it's a different way of saying it いっぱい、full of 力 so power full of energy、力いっぱい伸び上がりました。They stretched out. Of course, they stretched out. 力いっぱい so as much as they could. They didn't do it lightly, but they did 力いっぱい. They did it with more energetically. すると、then, and then, その動きと一緒に、その動き、what kind of 動き？Well, they 伸び上がりました。They stretched, out, of course, to the sky. その動き、that, motion, that movement と一緒に、ね、together with the movement or motion. What happened? 目がぐぐーっと大きくなっていきます。So it was just like, it was nothing here, but they started sprouting one by one. And then, well, since they were like, crouching, stretching, doing these things, and as they, stretched out, その動きと一緒に together with the motion, 目が、sprouts がぐぐーっとIt's just a sound describing how they grew. 大きくなっていきます。大きくなる。ね、なる to become. 大きく adverb of 大きい。大きく、from 大きい adjective 大きい change to 大きく adverb because of なる。なる to be.Naru is a verb. That's why this has to be an adjective. Adverb. Adverb plus naru to become 大きく to become big なっていきます。Action happening now. Present continuous. It's growing bigger. Okay. So together with the movement or motion, the sprouts get Actually, they are multiple. So mega, the sprouts, sprouts were, well, なっていきます。This is present continuous. So, get bigger and bigger. Or they were getting bigger and bigger. Okay. 大きくなっていきます。ね。More like, yeah, they started to get bigger. Or they started to grow. That's also fine too. Since it's gonna, keep going. So they started to grow. They started to get bigger. しゃがんで伸びて。しゃがんで伸びて。 しゃがんで、ね、to squat down, to crouch down from, of course, しゃがむ。We had it before. ね、しゃがむ、right here. ね、しゃがんで、しゃがんで、it's just a 手本。and 伸びて is from 伸び上がる。to stretch, you know, to stretch out. よいしょ。しゃがんで伸びて、しゃがんで伸びて。It's just しゃがんで伸びて。Just this action, repeated action. しゃがんで伸びて、しゃがんで伸びて。どんどこ、どんどこ。Again, the sound again. どんどこ、どんどこ。大きくなれ。ね、imperative. なる to become. なる verb. なれ imperative. Imperative is like, of course, you know, more like commanding. Do this. But in this case, it's fine because basically, you know, you're telling these, you know, little sprouts, these little, you know, young plants to, you know, get bigger and bigger. So like that's not really like, you know, being bossy or anything. So that's fine. 大きくなれ, but it's more like 大きくなれ. It's just putting more emphasis. ね、大きくなれ。ね、get bigger and bigger. ね、ね、しゃがんでは伸び、しゃがんでは伸び。ね、crouch down and stretch out. You know, and as they do that, you know, these little plants also grow. 大きくなる。ね、大きくなれ。ね、grow. Higher and higher. Bigger and bigger. Oh, so nice. ちょっと待ってね。Here we go. 木は空に向けてどんどん育ちます。やがて木と木が一緒になって一本の大きな木になりました。すると大トトロが駒を取り出してビワッと投げました。大きな駒が勢いよく回ります。大トトロはひょいっとその上に乗ってニカッと笑いました。おいでと言っているみたいです。Okay? So 木はtrees 木は空に向けてね、something に向けてね、towards something or to something, so to the sky ね、空 sky、空に向けて to the sky どんどん育ちます。どんどん。combined with 育つ。Normally it's something が育つ because 育つ is intransitive. Intransitive cannot take an object. So something grows. Okay? But here I have 木は、instead of saying 木が it's just because 木it's talking about specific trees, you know, that they were, you know, actually trying to grow. You know, these trees, I know they were young plants and growing into, you know, much bigger trees. Yeah, see? So that's why it says 木はね、the trees, instead of just saying trees. The trees, どんどん育ちます。So 育つ to something grows. The trees, you know, grow どんどん。ね、どんどん like steadily or like quickly or fast. You see, like, you know, it's happening really quickly. Okay. You know, they're growing. They grow into the sky very quickly. やがて Yeah. Eventually, 木と木が一緒になって木と木 the little kind of thing, trees 木と木が、一緒になって they became together, they got together, they got into one thing 一本のね you see still in this case it's still one still like individual trees but like this is how it started to kind of merge into one thing. See, it's going to merge soon. Let's see. So やがて just zoom out. There we go. 木と木が、ね、そう一緒になって they got together 一本の just one 大きな木大きな big tree ね、one big tree one enormous tree になりました noun になる to become、or it turned into one enormous、tree、大きな木になりましたなる to become、なりました It's a polite form past tense、するとand then 大トトロがコマI don't think many people play with コマ in Japan anymore but コマを取り出してコマ is this one spinning top コマ、it's a toy、in Japan it's not very common anymore yeah but since Miyazaki-san wants us to kind of cherish beautiful things from the past he always tries to include these like little elements and so we'll appreciate the little things like comma spinning top so that's what he's holding here and it's dark because it's nighttime here outside Satsuki and Satsuki and Mei's house it's dark outside you can't really see well but this is a comma spinning top he's got コマを取り出して、ね、取り出す取る to take 出す、ねtake something out、ね、取り出してビワッと投げましたビワッと投げました投げる to throw something、投げる to throw something and ビワ is just a sound of how he did it okay so meaning like he did it with more force he did it with more energy ビワッと投げました okay so he threw the little comma like a spinning top and then pure is the sound he made pure okay 大きなコマが、ね、大きなコマ is really big compared to the size of Satsuki and Mei together コマ is pretty big ですね大きなコマが勢いよく勢い is like force like flow what else is 勢いlet me see like momentum is 勢い as well but 勢いよくね so like energetically powerfully yeah powerfully 勢いよくね回ります回る回るsomething spins okay something turns but comma spinning top that it spins right so 勢いよく回ります okay what happens 大トトロはひょいひょいとその上に乗ってニカと笑いました ね、大トトロは、subject は subject is the doer of the action. Two actions here. ひょい、ひょい。It's just a sound of him hopping on the comma. So he did it like swiftly. ひょい、ね、ひょいと、その上に乗って、ね、乗る。乗る of course 乗る can be used for like riding something, like バスに乗る so on and so forth, but this one is more like hopping on something. ね、その上ね、コマの上、on top of the comma、に乗って、he hopped on it and ニカOkay, so the sound of him smiling ニカッと笑いました、ね、he smiled ニカッ、okay? おいでと言ってるみたいです、ね、おいで I say おいで a lot、when I play Animal Crossing when I'm like fishing, I tell the little like fish, おいでcome hereおいで I say that all the time. Okay, so that's how you can remember this. おいでcome here come to me おいでと言っている、みたいです。So it seems like as if he's saying, come here, come over here. みんなは次々に大トトロに飛びつきました。ウィーンウィーンコマはうなりながら風に乗って空へ舞い上がります。そう、みんなは everyone は次々にnext so one after another、次々に、よいしょ、ね、次々に、ね、one after another、次々に what did they do? トトロに飛びつきました。So, this picture just describes it. 飛びつきました。So, like you jump. In this case, jump onto, 大トトロ。ね、大トトロに飛びつきました。ね、飛びつく。Not really like, pouncing, but like, kind of jumping onto him in this case. And then he's balancing himself on top of the comma here. I don't know how he does that. ね、どうやってするのかなみんなは次々に大トトロに飛びつきました。Of course, including Satsuki's waiting here. And this is the sound of comma humming. Making this like really kind of low, kind of motor like, sound.コマはうなりながら This one ながら、We don't use mama here because talking about like two actions happening at the same time and then they're not weird together, so that's fine. コマは this one はうなりながらうなる、うなるうなるthat's why it's unaru to hum, to make a low sound. Unaru. うなる。そう、うなりながらね、マスステムながら while doing this, while humming, while making a low sound, 風に乗ってね、we had 風に乗って before riding the 風 wind 空へね to the sky、舞い上がりますね、舞い上がる、okay? 舞い上がる、to fly high、okay? Okay. 舞い上がります。上がる to go up. So 舞う is originally from like to dance as well. But 舞い上がる to fly high. Okay. Or to soar. Okay. 舞い上がります。And that's it. Of course, I couldn't do it anymore. It's just empty. Right. So that was a lot. Let me just have a cup. Have a sip of tea because I'm so thirsty. ちょっと待ってね。喉が渇いた。おいしい。疲れた。ちょっと待ってね。よし。大変だった。ね。よかった。So good. ね。Tell you what, I will I read I read all the pages, from here, okay, the parts we did. So like try, reading out together, okay? So it will be good for, practicing, kanji and of course pronunciation. So I'll just go slow. You can follow me. But try reading out, at the same time or just a little bit after me. So you can hear, the pitch and everything. Okay, so I'm going to go from here till the end. Okay. どんどこ、どんどこ、どんどことっと。ある晩、さつきとめいは不思議な物音で目を覚ましました。どんどこ、どんどこ、どんどことっと。トトロです。トトロがみんなで庭に来ています。トトロ、傘さしてる。好みを巻いたところを歩いているね。二人は裸足のまま飛び出しました。どんどこ、どんどこ。トトロたちは音に合わせてしゃがんだり伸び上がったりしています。さつきとめいも真似しました。大トトロは地面から何かを引き出すように力を込めて起き上がり、ぷわっと息を吐きながら空へ伸び上がります。しゃがんでくーっと力を込めて、ぷわっ。その声と同時に小さな芽がポコッと出てきました。わー。さつきとめいも力いっぱい伸び上がりました。するとその動きと一緒に芽がぐぐーっと大きくなっていきます。しゃがんで伸びて、しゃがんで伸びて、どんどこ、どんどこ、大きくなーれ。木は空に向けてどんどん育ちます。やがて木と木が一緒になって一本の大きな大きな木になりました。すると大トトロが駒を取り出してビュワッと投げました。大きな駒が勢いよく回ります。大トトロはひょいっとその上に乗ってニカッと笑いました。おいでと言っているみたいです。みんなは次々に大トトロに飛びつきました。 Wing. Wing. 駒はうなりながら風に乗って空へ舞い上がります。Okay? How was it? Did you do well? Oh my gosh. That's it. I'm so tired. ちょっと待ってね。haven't checked. Chat. ちょっと待ってね。よいしょ。Where did it go? Okay. Have a look. Let's say hello. ちょっと待ってね。Who is here? Okay, have a look. Let's see. ちょっと待ってね。Sen, you're here, and Hechi, you're here, and Kerzel, and you're here, Crikey, says hi, and let me see, let me have a look. I'm Kerzel. I've always wondered about those Japanese houses in movies and how they'd be swarmed with bugs instantly. Where I live. Yeah. In Japan, like it depends on where it is, but especially like in summer, there are so many mosquitoes, especially like coming from like mountains. And so on and so forth. And also like in Japan, there are a lot of like rivers and let me see, like puddles and things, and then the border is not moving sometimes, and that's how mosquitoes reproduce themselves. So in Japan, like there are a lot of mosquitoes, especially in summer. Let me see. Good. Okay. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Right. It's time for me to go. Okay. I will, let me see. I will try, tidying up, the notes as usual. Okay. From me here. Okay. I'll make the PDF file. I might need to take a little break because I'm like I've been non-stop today, so I might take a like kind of like a break shortly after this, and then trying to work on making a PDF file, vocab file right after this, or not right after. I keep saying right after. I shouldn't work too much, right? Yeah, lately I kind of like noticed that I might have been, pushing myself way too much, and I need to be very careful because I don't want to get, I don't want to get burnt out. So I need to kind of, take my time, take it slow. But I am Japanese and like 私は日本人だから I tend to like push myself too much and overwork. I shouldn't be that way. I need to take things a bit slowly. But since I don't know, I just do this by nature, and like I kind of overdo it. But yeah, I need to kind of keep telling myself to slow down. ね、ゆっくりしなきゃ。So I'm thinking like I would do more like kind of gaming, content, but without, pushing myself too much. I might just like kind of goof around a little bit more, and, of course there will be some like, educational streams like this where, I put all the, vocab and like, put, furigana on top and things like that. But yeah, preparing a stream like this kind of takes hours and hours. So like I kind of have to slow down a bit. But like gaming, content, gaming streams where I just goof around. Okay, I could just do that easily. So there will be more of me, goofing around, playing games. I might slow down making streams like this or making content like this because it takes so much preparation time. But anyway, okay, so let me say goodbye to who's here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Zaito says thank you. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Alexander, thank you for the lesson. You're welcome. まゆり、今日はありがとうございます。どういたしまして。大丈夫だよ。じゃあ今日はね、どうもありがとうね。ザイトもありがとうね。じゃあみんなまたね。going. Okay? ちょっと待って。ちょっと待って。じゃあまたね。じゃあ週末だね。See you, hopefully at the weekend. ね。じゃあ週末会おうね。じゃあね。ありがとう。